What up? Scribbles the Juggalo. This is TJ, aka BSTMSTR, you know. And look, man, I understand that as a twisted Juggalo, Jamie and Paul leaving Psychopathic is rough, but we don't know what they're going to do. And if you listen to what Jumpsteady said in the ICP hotline, they have full intentions on working with Twisted in the future and supporting each other. All I'm trying to say is it's not worth going on a hunger strike for. Please don't go on a hunger strike over this. I don't think that, and look, I'm helping draw attention to your hunger strike because I feel you. But I'm fucking starving. And if you're going to go on a hunger strike for Twisted, it would only make sense that you also go on a smoking strike. Maybe the hunger strike for Madrox and the smoking strike for Monoxide. And if you could quit cigarettes and cheeseburgers, then maybe Twisted leaving Psychopathic is the catalyst for some good change. But you gotta eat. You gotta eat, man. Come on, Magna will tell you. He's gonna be eating a cheeseburger while you're sitting there chain smoking. And you're gonna either wish that you had a cheeseburger or that you weren't smoking those cigarettes. That is just making you hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. So, Scribbles, I'm a fan of your videos. I'm glad you're back on YouTube. It sucks it had to take such a fucking, horrible circumstances to be connecting over. But it's still too early to know. And even though this is the moment that we're unsure about the future, have a little faith that Twisted and ICP will continue to bring us what we love, despite the contracts and the record labels. And, your tattoos, your Twisted Juggalo tattoos. It's like this Dark Lotus tattoo here. Sorry, it's dark and the light's behind me. Those tattoos are, just like a supervillain's tattoo. It's there forever so we can remember what we're all about. Now, I never got a supervillain's tattoo, but my best friend did. Right on the fucking hands. He got that shit and then they disbanded like the next day. And I think that's a little easier to swallow because it all happened at once like a whirlwind. This happened over the course of a decade, and it's kind of over the years it's become more and more important to people, like the Riders. But who's to say that the Riders were ever going to continue? After the FBI has come out and called Juggalos a gang, we might have seen the end of Riders with their last record. I'm just saying that they may not want to do Riders anymore in light of certain events. And that could possibly have contributed to Twisted's decision to leave now, because there are certain things that aren't going to happen anymore. Even if they didn't leave, certain things wouldn't be happening. And Scotty Two Balls has talked about there has already been another Lotus record already recorded. So if that record doesn't get released and pushed like it normally would just because Twisted left, I don't know if that necessarily means that we'll never hear it, because eventually everything gets leaked. And, if we hear this, an unreleased or an unofficial, broadcast of a Lotus album that was never meant to be, it's kind of like listening to that second Supervillains album that Eshan put out. And some of those songs are great. Some of those verses are awesome that Violent J and Shaggy put out. They never put it out, but Ishan put it out. So I don't think that Twisted's going to push Dark Lotus, but that doesn't mean that Dark Lotus can't come back at the Gathering. And who's to say that when Twisted, tries out the independent grind for a while, that they won't come back to Psychopathic, and when they do, it'll be a grand old reunion. That could happen years from now, but you won't be around to see it if you don't eat. So get yourself a cheeseburger. Yeah, I'm just kidding with you, man. I actually, when I first saw your video about a hunger strike, I was just like, oh shit, this could catch on. This could catch on. Because there's a lot of Twisted Juggalos out there. So everyone else that's watching this response video to Scribbles the Juggalo, what do you think? Everyone's just been kind of, waiting for something to happen. But instead of waiting, what if you took action? What if you went on a hunger strike? If so, would you tell Psychopathic? Would you make a video telling the world that you're participating in a strike? Could the strike catch on, or am I just nuts saying, like, let's just feed ourselves little bit and wait till tomorrow and see if there's an announcement? Because if you're going to go on a hunger strike and tomorrow the world ends, then it's not really that impressive. If I'd like to see how much you can eat before the world ends, that would be more impressive. And that would make a pretty cool video too. So just throwing out some ideas for y'all. All right. I'm Beastmaster. See ya!